Alright, well, I'm back with another Halo Infinite video, and I am able to do that because the dreams really did come true, and they released Halo Infinite multiplayer yesterday for the anniversary 3 weeks early. I am glad all those conspiracy theories and all that research paid off. I still didn't know for sure if it was going to happen up until the very last minute there. When I saw the entirety of 343 kind of assembled during the presentation there, I was like, alright, they have to announce it. And sure enough, they did. So far, I've not really run into any technical problems with this launch. I think they've done a great job of keeping the servers up and all that. And obviously, I've talked a lot extensively about how I really enjoy the combat and how I think this is probably the most fun Halo game since Halo 3. And I think they've done kind of a great job recapturing that magic in a lot of ways. It is quite an adjustment going to this kind of time to kill and this style of gameplay from, your Destinies or Call of Duty or Apex or whatever, where almost everything else is much slower time to kill, and it's just a different form of combat, but I feel like I'm getting used to it already. The one issue that is coming up over and over and over again is what's going on with the Battle Pass. So obviously the Battle Pass is a pretty new concept for Halo. Halo the Master Chief Collection has been doing this for a while, but for a mainline Halo game, they have to go into the new seasonal model with the Battle Pass because that is how all games work now. The problem is this system that they have designed here is deeply unrewarding and unsatisfying in terms of everything else in the genre. And it's kind of frustrating because they had an extra year to kind of figure all this out. And while, the game is launching in a great combat state, they are really far behind the competition in terms of what the Battle Pass, not what the Battle Pass offers, but in terms of how it is leveled. I actually think what the Battle Pass offers is very good. We are doing the Heroes of Reach season here, so a lot of the rewards are based around the main Spartans from the Reach era of the game, which can be like individual armor pieces or whatever, but you can also unlock just, is there a faster way to do this? Like the full sets from the characters in the game. There is some like nonsense stuff in here, like challenge swaps. We'll get into that a little later, but there's also some fun stuff like new AIs and things like that. Now it's an AI color, but there are actual AIs you can unlock in here. And some of these pieces are very cool additions that I like to see. Is this another color? So it's AI model. But the full sets for Reach are really good, and then you get all the way to the end here. Nope, I can't hold this down, so pardon my clicking. Oh wait, there's a bar. There we go. So once you kind of get into these higher tiers, you have Emil and this famous skull helmet, which is obviously one of the coolest ones everyone wants to get. Then you start doing things like the Judgment Helm, where you're on fire all the time, things like that. And the very end here so this is Judgment Flame, so it's like a effect set, so all this stuff like shoots fire when you're doing it. So like sliding shoots fire, shooting your grappling hook shoots fire. Like it's very cool stuff. So I actually like what is in the Battle Pass here. To me, that is not the main issue. The issue is how you progress it, and that is the challenge system. Halo Infinite does not have any normal XP gain system. You can only get XP. I hope it sticks at 1,000 per level the whole time. I'm not sure it does, but you can only progress XP using challenges. So like you can do a match where you get 20, 25 kills and you will get the same amount of progress as if you had 3 kills, depending on if you completed any challenges or not. If you didn't complete any, it's exactly the same. And all you would get is 1 out of 2 matches for the daily challenge, where every 2 matches gets you 100 XP. Doing that math, if you are not completing any of the other challenges in a given time, that is 20 games for a single level of this. Granted, the Battle Pass does not expire. The season has an end date, but the Battle Passes are permanent once you unlock them, so that's good. However, the sheer amount of length this is going to take under the current system, it seems pretty wild. And there's also some level of urgency because you get an ultimate reward when you finish all weekly challenges in a given week, and then you can get that reward. So like there is kind of a time pressure, like, okay, I really want that gold visor. I got to finish all this stuff. So not only is there no progress through kills or just match completions, like in terms of just giving you a set amount of XP or a scaling amount of XP based on how well you do, it's also kind of the nature of these challenges in that they're so hyper specific a lot of the time that it's kind of exhausting to try and play around them. Some of these, so like play a total control map. That's great, except if you're doing big team battle, you have no control over whether or not you get a specific type of match. So you just sort of play big team battle until a total control match comes up. That could be in one match, that could be in 5 matches. It doesn't matter. Those will come up eventually, but it's still not a great system. Sometimes they're easy. Like obviously playing any capture the flag mode, you will probably end up getting a Spartan flag kill, at least in the smaller scale ones. It's probably a lot easier to do that. But once you get into things like specific weapon kills, it starts to get very annoying. So this is kill an enemy Spartan with the skewer in PvP. The skewer is a power weapon. So you have to be on a map where the skewer spawns. You have to camp the power ammo to get the skewer in the first place, and then you have to not die while you have the skewer, and then you actually have to kill someone with the skewer. So some of this is skill based, like, killing someone with a skewer, like was actual, that's a skill shot or something like that. So, but the fact that you have to get the map, race the entire map to getting the power weapon, and to do this, otherwise this challenge is just going to sit here forever. And once you complete this, it will replace itself with a different challenge. But also, these are not retroactive. I did get a skewer kill a couple of games ago in big team battle, just kind of by accident, just because I happened to pick it up and I happened to murder someone who was right next to me. But it didn't count for this because these are not retroactive. This one is maybe slightly easier. The HMG is the thing on the back of a warthog. If you're playing solo, it can be a little hard to coordinate that. And I think this would also count like a turret kill, but I haven't really seen a map where there's lots of turrets yet, so I'm still working on that one. But like the point is like I could play a match and end up somewhere where I don't make any progress towards any of these, and the only thing I would do is get halfway to 100 XP, and that does not feel bad, or that does not feel good. And that would be the case for potentially match after match if you get unlucky either with the placements you're getting in terms of the maps and the weapons that are available, or just you're unlucky in that someone else grabs the power weapon or whatever before you, or you don't manage to get a warthog kill in a given game. This whole system is not good, and 343 kind of realizes it's not good. And like here's a quote that they had back when the test flights were going on, because this is not new. They had like a kind of a test battle pass back then where you could level up, and it was pretty much the system. But so they said, while we understand the community's feedback around wanting a steady drip of match XP and more ways to earn XP for the Battle Pass, we are optimistic that the system available at launch will give players adequate means of continually having something to accomplish and a means to progress. Okay, so that's not true, and everyone does not like the system. So I think their optimism was misplaced here. This may change depending on if they activate, XP boosts, if they're giving those away, if there's special events to give more XP. But we do not know how that works yet, and it is still not like, XP on kill, XP on match completion. They do say, however, looking further ahead beyond launch, we expect these systems to evolve in direct partnership with player feedback. So this was weeks ago, they already seem pretty open to fundamentally changing this. I didn't even see this. So there's an upcoming challenge thing. Okay, so you can see the challenges that are going to be coming up. So so I only have this many left, and then I will do I will do my weekly completions. But like, okay, headshot enemy Spartans while looking down the scope of a sniper rifle in PvP. Like, again, that is a very hyper specific weapon one. Kill enemy Spartans from behind with a melee attack in PvP. Did they reactivate assassinations? I remember those were deactivated in the technical flight. Kill enemies with a pulse carbine, 10 kills. Like, nothing is really changing here. Like, these are still the same kind of level of annoyance as the other ones, and will make you potentially play an entire game based around one objective or one weapon, and those are not really fun types of challenges to begin with. I think one thing that a lot of games have learned is kind of letting people play their own way to a certain extent, rather than focusing everything you do on trying to complete one specific challenge. I just don't think this is a good system. Like, I think you can have challenges like these and make progress be faster if you complete them, and yet I think you should also be giving players like just normal XP on kill, on assist, on objective, on capturing a flag or capturing a zone or whatever. You play a game like Fortnite and literally you can't even turn around without something you're doing giving you XP. Like picking up a weapon would give you XP in Fortnite practically, or opening a chest does, things like that. There are a lot more, total challenges in a game like that. And even in other games like Apex and Call of Duty, we don't see anything that is nearly as restrictive as this. So this is kind of the major problem right now, and why it's a little frustrating to try and like actually grind the battle pass, because I do want to progress in this. Like I really do like a lot of these rewards. I think it's a bad system to have a challenge swap thing in here. Like, just that sort of implies by its nature that, like, okay, this challenge, you're going to get challenges that are terrible, so like here's a way to swap them out if you want. This is just not a fundamentally good system, and it's something that has to change. The problem is this season lasts until May, and if they didn't really figure out that this wasn't a great system in the entire past year when they had a delay, I'm a little concerned that they're not actually going to change much about this for a long time. I am hoping it does not take that long. I think given that multiplayer is in a pretty good state and there's not maybe much work to be done on that specifically, I think they can kind of just let that coast. I don't think they need like any sort of massive sweeping, balance patches for that. It seems to be launching in a very good state in that regard. I do hope that they could work on this in a way where we don't have to wait 6 months for some changes. I would like to work my way through this, but in the current system, like with no boosts, with no XP on completion or kill, like it just does not seem enjoyable. So I'm probably just not really going to concern myself with this. I'm just going to play however I want and kind of hope that they implement a change to this in the future, because I can't really bother with just hyper focusing on these specific challenges all the time and being annoyed every time, I play a big team and it's not total control. Like, I think I just have to let go of this kind of stuff, or else I'm going to get too annoyed with it. So I'm curious what happens with these daily challenges. Are these always just going to be play matches, or do these change to something else? Because so far, this is all I'm seeing with this. Granted, I'm only up to stage 6 here, but I guess I'll check back in 2 hours and see if this changes into anything specific or just kind of starts over. But I guess we'll see. So anyway, great that they launched this early. Really enjoying actual gameplay, but yeah, the battle pass needs some work, and we will see when that might be addressed, given that the rest of multiplayer is in pretty good shape, and this is really the only thing that the population is complaining about right now. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.